leadership, programs, accountability, development, and so on.
Join us as we drill the candidates and address grassroots development in FCT. Call in live to ask questions on 08029 38365.
Follow us live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X.
30 days countdown only on KAFTAN TV.
A new direction for leadership begins with you. The future of our communities begins with informed choices.
As the 2026 FCT Area Council elections draw closer,
the New Direction Movement, in partnership with KAFTAN TV and Inspire Nigeria Initiative, presents
30 days countdown to the FCT Area Council elections. Join us every day at 6 p.m. on KAFTAN TV as we engage candidates for councillor and area council chairman,
asking the questions that matter on vision, mission, leadership, programs, accountability, development, and so on.
Join us as we drill the candidates and address grassroots development in FCT. Call in live to ask questions on 08029 38365.
Follow us live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X.
30 days countdown only on KAFTAN TV.
A new direction for leadership begins with you. The future of our communities begins with informed choices.
As the 2026 FCT Area Council elections draw closer,
the New Direction Movement, in partnership with KAFTAN TV and Inspire Nigeria Initiative, presents
30 days countdown to the FCT Area Council elections. Join us every day at 6 p.m. on KAFTAN TV as we engage candidates for councillor and area council chairman,
asking the questions that matter on vision, mission, leadership, programs, accountability, development, and so on.
Join us as we drill the candidates and address grassroots development in FCT. Call in live to ask questions on 08029 38365.
Follow us live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X.
30 days countdown only on KAFTAN TV.
A new direction for leadership begins with you. The future of our communities begins with informed choices.
As the 2026 FCT Area Council elections draw closer,
the New Direction Movement, in partnership with KAFTAN TV and Inspire Nigeria Initiative, presents
30 days countdown to the FCT Area Council elections. Join us every day at 6 p.m. on KAFTAN TV as we engage candidates for councillor and area council chairman,
asking the questions that matter on vision, mission, leadership, programs, accountability, development, and so on.
Join us as we drill the candidates and address grassroots development in FCT. Call in live to ask questions on 08029 38365.
Follow us live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X.
30 days countdown only on KAFTAN TV.
A new direction for leadership begins with you. The future of our communities begins with informed choices.
As the 2026 FCT Area Council elections draw closer,
The New Direction Movement, in partnership with KAFTAN TV and Inspire Nigeria Initiative, presents
30 days countdown to the FCT Area Council elections. Join us every day at 6 p.m. on KAFTAN TV as we engage candidates for councillor and area council chairman.
asking the questions that matter on vision, mission, leadership, programs, accountability, development, and so on.
The months have turned to weeks. The weeks have turned to days. 11 days to FCT Area Council Election 2026. Before you know it, the day will come. Have you decided who you will vote for? For the Area Council Chairman, have you decided, or you are still thinking about it? Have you decided who you will vote for the councillors, for your ward, or are you still thinking about it? It's good to think about it. And that's why we are bringing you also another candidate who is contesting today. But while you are doing the thinking, get out your PVC, dust it up, put it in a very visible place where you will not mix it up, because it's 11 days to choose new leaders that will move FCT forward in the next 4 years. Yes, they will move FCT forward. And it is for that purpose of moving FCT forward that we have been doing this program for the past 5 weeks, bringing you day in, day out, the councillorship candidates, the area council candidates in Amak, in Kwali, in Abaji, in Kuje, in Gwagwalada, and Buhari. Yesterday we were in Kwali. Today we are back in Amak. And we are not only back in Amak, we are back in Amak in a big way, because we are looking at the Wuse Ward. You know Wuse. Anybody who lives in Abuja must know Wuse, because this is part of the heart of the city. And today we are interacting with the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, the big umbrella, running for councillorship position in Wuse Ward. His name is Honorable Stanley OSYNACHI Ihuoma. Honorable, welcome to Countdown to FCT Area Council Election 2026.
Thank you for being here.
For 5 weeks now, we have been putting people like you on that seat, interacting with them, trying to bring them close to the electorate, to the voters, so that they can know who to vote for this time around. And we have drummed it again and again and again in the ears of our listeners that we need to do it differently this time around, because New Direction for Nigeria movement that is sponsoring this program has told us that doing the same thing the same way repeatedly and expecting a different result is madness. And if leadership has not worked for us thus far, if politics and democracy have not delivered the dividend that we expect, it may be that we are doing it wrongly. So that's why for the past 5 weeks, we want now to make the electorate to meet the candidates. Because we know you meet them on the campaign field, but we want to bring you to their faces and then ask you tough questions that they may not be able to ask in the course of your interacting with them. So how has it been so far?
Interesting, because for me, I was not a politician before now, and getting into the political space, I did politics when I was in school, but I've actually practiced politics from afar. I was not an aspirant. I've never been a candidate. This is my first time running. It's interesting actually, because there's a different ball game, a different ideology, something you planned before getting into the whole space, and everything just boom. And it's actually interesting because we get to learn, and that makes it more interesting for me, because I'm this person that wants to learn and I wants to know, feels there's no door that cannot be opened, and this is it. I'm opening this part of my career with this door.
So I can say to you, Honorable Stanley, welcome to your baptism of fire.
Yeah, you call it fire, but it's actually interesting. It's not fire. It's not as everybody say it is. It's tough, hard, but for me it's interesting, because you meet different kind of persons with different kind of ideas, different kind of views of life. Some will come and say, do this. Some will come and say, you're young. This is the kind of people we want. So in every slap you get many people to cheer you up. So that's interesting.
Okay, for someone like you who was not a political before, I mean, who was not political before, who is a political, and who is listening to what you are saying now, and he say, oh, Stanley, you mean you learn something new? So what are the things you learn? What are the 3 things you can share with someone like you who has never been this terrain before?
First of all, it's just look from afar. People just keep telling you it's another spiritual world. You have to be in a particular cycle or thereabout before you're there. But this is me. Am I in any cycle? None I know of. So I'm there. I'm doing perfectly well. And some people will say you need to have the whole wide money in the earth. But this is me. I have a little, but that was paving my way, no. And some people will say it cannot work. But for me, I'm already the next councillor of Wuse Ward. So.
And you didn't join any occultic group?
Which group? You don't need those things. Those things are fallacy.
Oh, so that's part of the fallacies of people. Because a lot of people feel, that's why they say politics is dirty. Apart from the corruption aspect of it, people feel that for you to do politics in Nigeria, you must be able to put your hands in mud. And you must join a secret cult, join them in the night. And this is why good people are staying away. You know, I've not asked anybody this question because it's our line of discussion that brought this out. So, you are a professional. We'll talk about that later. You are someone who likes things to be done properly. You know, you have fear of God. And so, but now as you came into politics, you now saw that, oh, you don't need to put a monster on your head if you don't want to put a monster on your head. There are people who do that. So has anybody come to you and say, oh, Stanley, you need to join a secret cult so that you can win the election?
Funny enough, nobody has actually approached me with that because they know, maybe because from afar they know the answer, but I don't think it is. Just Nigerians hyping, making it look that way. I don't think there's any, all of them are just human beings like we are.
So what will you tell good people that are there who say, I can never be part of it?
Honestly, I keep telling people where I go that we complain, we sit in a house and we cry, we complain. I don't have a PVC, my vote will not count. I don't need to go and vote. These leaders are this, the leaders. I'll tell you something as simple as that. No matter what you like, these same people, our leaders are the people, they are just like our God on earth. They will actually determine the air you breathe, the water you drink, your life, your security. These are the people. So if you don't vote in the right people, trust me, just be with it, just keep complaining. And what would that do to you? Just take your life. So the best thing is we just find a way of taking some of them out and get the right people on decks. And we just enjoy our country. We don't need to run to anybody's country. It becomes our own country.
I feel like say hallelujah to what you said. You know, that was how I was also feeling for years. I felt for years that leave politics to politician, leave politics to politician. And then until God opened my eyes and made me to see that politicians control every aspect of our life.
Everything entirely.
And if good people don't get on board, that things will never change.
What do you expect? You don't expect a bad person to bring a good policy. You expect them to bring policies that fits them. So if you allow them, if you stay backward, they all come forward. And funny enough, Nigeria has just been a country where if you're not a candidate, you can't actually be the president of Nigeria.
Absolutely.
If you say you're the best man to save the country and you don't want to even aspire to even be an aspirant, first of all. Because when you're an aspirant, the party takes you up to be a candidate. When you don't even have the mind to say, I want to be an aspirant and you want to save Nigeria. From where would you save Nigeria? And you want to be the president? It's not possible. You have to go through the stages. You're a candidate and you go out there in Nigeria and say, okay, this is who we want. This is our savior for this year, for the next 4 years, and we vote you in. And you go and change the country. So if you don't get to that point, how would you change the country? You'll be changing the country from your house. You keep gathering 50 or 60 people and tell them what. Go out there and who knows? It might actually work. You might actually be the lucky person to actually change the country. But if everybody sit back, and nothing going to go forward in this country. So that's what it is.
If you don't buy a ticket, you cannot win lottery. So to good people out there who are watching us, welcome to Countdown to FCT Area Council Election 2026. It's just 11 days to go, as I told you earlier. Now, OSYNACHI said something that was very powerful. If you do not come in, if you do not get a ticket, you cannot contest.
Not at all.
If you do not contest, you cannot win.
Not at all.
If you do not win, you can't bring change. But if you have lost all these opportunities, you still have one good opportunity. As a good person, you can vote. Yes, you can cast your vote, and cast your vote for a very good candidate who you know will bring change to your community, to your ward, to your constituency, to your state, to your local government, to your nation, you can vote. And we have this opportunity on the 26th of February 2026. On the 21st of February 21st of February 2026, just 11 days from now, we are going to the polls in Wuse Ward, in Gariki Ward, you know, all the way to Gwarimpa, Yaya, Rozo, Karishi, Gwagwa, Jiwa, all the wards in the 12 wards in Amak, and all the way to the other 50 wards in the 5 area councils. We are voting our chairman for each of the area councils, and we are voting 62 councillors put together. And one of those councillors' chief position is what Stanley is fighting for Wuse Ward. So if you live in Wuse Ward, you live around Wuse Ward, you must know that you must identify your polling unit now. Go and identify your polling unit in advance if you don't know it, and then get to vote for anyone that you have scrutinized, and you know that this one is good for us. And today you have the opportunity to scrutinize OSYNACHI, Stanley Iwoma. Stanley, who are you?
Basically, if you ask me that question, I'll just tell you, one young, small boy, born here in Abuja. Funny enough, I was born in Wuse. I've seen my whole life in Abuja.
You were born in Wuse?
Yeah, I was born in
Wuse.
Zone 6.
Zone 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've lived there my whole life in Abuja, apart from my university days that took me to Jos, studied accountancy.
So you went to UG?
Yeah, I was done, and then after that I said to let's extend it a bit. I did business for a while. I said let's extend it and do an MBA for bragging right, because sometimes, because I lost my dad at almost months before I left school, so my whole world changed, because then I had this orientation that I was going to get done with the university, I was going to come up with a good grade, and my dad is going to put me in one of those good jobs, maybe a C. It was a big man. Not that he was. My dad was not. He was actually a director in education. So directors in education are just they are not big men.
But they are powerful. They are
they have power. Yeah, they are powerful and influential. Yes. But many they are not, because that's the only sector I don't know what happened.
Actually, salary in public service does not turn you to a millionaire. Yeah. Like if you see a director that's a millionaire, maybe they are.
I know, definitely. The study has actually shown that. So after that, when I lost him, so it was just another word for me, because at some point I felt, geez, at this point. But my dad was always saying, just come with the 2-1. I don't you just give me 4 points, so that when I go into an office, I'll brag, and I'll just tell them, do this. I've done a lot for them, so let them do that for you. So when I lost him, so it was another missionary journey for me. I came back from the university. I remember facing my mom. I just told myself, I cannot be here. I have to start. I have to go to the street and get something doing. And funny enough, before even service, I got a job.
Where did you serve?
I worked in one. It was a sport betting company, actually.
In Abuja.
Yeah.
So
I worked as a financial desk officer there.
Okay.
And I was promoted at some point. And within the line, I was moved into. I just saw myself like I've learned a lot. I'm this person that always drive myself, push myself. You're limiting you. Why not push up? So I decided to start my own business. So then I broke up. I had my own sport betting brand, actually. Okay. Bet Revolution was my brand then. We ran it for like about 2-3 years. The National Lottery Commission came and was like, you need 50 million reserve to get this business running. And then, young boys now, we just scratched our backs. We're doing well in the business, and we are already setting pace. And now we had Abuja on lockdown, because we had over 300 staffs on our payroll. And then, now I just remember our salary structure was about 5-point-something million then every month. We're doing, we're young boys that were doing really well. We're just 3. My partner is in the UK. He's actually a professor now.
Okay.
So after that, after the business was trying to shake after the whole reservation, you need a 50 million reserve to own a business, own that kind of business. And finally locked us down, and we're trying to beg our ways in, trying to get people to partner so that they can actually get, because we have the structure of the business, we know what to make the business excel, but that did not work. I remember that time, that was actually been a terrible state in my life, and
will you say that particular? So you had a brush with with government power. Will you say that encounter somehow ignited something in you to say, okay, you to contest for election and go and get this political power?
Funny enough, then when that happened, it was actually a very strong phase of my life. I used to thank God, thank my family. I used to have a friend then they were just encouraging me, because then it was really, when you see 1 million, like 1 million, person just come and tell you, I put 1 million. Just because you're young boys, we don't have anything now, we're not married, I'll take 1 million. Don't solve your problem. And at some point, when the business turned around, it was just like 10,000 naira was even a problem. Sometimes we were almost sometimes going to beg. I remember sleeping. I would sleep in the house, because then we packed out of our house. I rented my own house. When that point turned over, we could not pay rent, we came back. I remember coming back to family house. And I was this person, even when I left the university, I was not allowed mom to pay any bills. So it was terrible for me. I was always sleeping in the sitting room in the early morning. I was sleeping till 10, 11. I remember one day I just woke up and I saw a chart on my Catholic youth this in job for an accountant. I just remember I studied accounting. I applied. I went to attend. I just saw these agent guys that would say they have a job. Meanwhile, they are just consulting you to someone. When I went for that job, the man said that I need to pay 15,000. I said 15,000. I didn't even get 10,000. So it was terrible. I left with anger. What kind of nonsense is this one? When he coming back, the guy, he called me again. I was like, are you interested in a job? I said, I'm interested, but I cannot pay money for a job I don't have. He said, are you sure you're interested in this job? I was like, yeah. And I said, go somewhere, they'll give you a job, but you have to pay a particular percentage, go for the interview. And I guess he sent like about 15 to 20 persons. They went there, they didn't succeed. And luckily for me, I went there, I passed the next stage. He wasn't the one that came and said, you passed the next stage. He said, you should come next day. I said, yeah. I passed the other stage, and they were like, Then I was like, after I got into the last stage, they said, you can be employed as an accountant, a senior accountant, and salary was 216 to 17. They said 217, sorry. They said salary was about, they said 70,000. 70,000 for what? I just looked at myself. I was paying my backroom staffs, then 150,000. What's 70,000? 70,000 for what? And I remember I had a job offer with Cedar Crest.
Okay.
And he's a debt recovery officer, and they offered me 150. And then when I just left, I was like, what kind of nonsense is this? I cannot leave myself with this kind of experience for 150. Now 70,000. I came back home, I was like, I think this we are joking. After the next day, they said 80, 90. The HR had to call me that, what's wrong with me? I saw a job of 90,000. Do I have a job I'm doing? I said, no. He said, well, you can't take this job for 90. I said, I can't. And I said, who's your dad? I was like, my dad is late. What do you know? I said, my mom is alive. What does she do? I said, she works. She's a teacher. Yeah. You want to start advising me? She told me everything in life. I have to take this job at least. I came back home, Mom, and encouraged me. And finally, my routine changed.
Do you know why I allow you to tell that story? I wanted to bring out a point. That's why I allow you to tell that story that long. Now, one government policy turned your life around. So if you win this position, this that you are contesting for, and you now become someone in government, will it influence how you think out policies, how you launch it out, and how it is implemented? Because that kind of policy that changed your life, if the people who made the policy had looked at the fact that these policies that we are making will affect people's lives, they could have said, okay, fine, we are going to do soft landing, and this is how the soft landing is going to look like, so that it will not destabilize or disrupt people's life,
Actually, that's actually how laws are supposed to be. Policies are not there to kill people. And in any advanced country, there are taxes, there are policies, but they are friendly to especially businesses and the rest. Had I known, I had the opportunity of speaking to policymakers then, I would tell them, why not encourage young persons? Because then we had over 200 persons that also lost their job because our business was closed. And not just our company, other companies were affected. And this is telling you that you're taking 200 people down to the street. Countries like that, instead they would actually they would find a way of investing into the cost of the business and maybe share part of policy and make sure the business roll over, and over time you get to pay off or rights are taken over instead of just taking them off. But because of our laws, I don't know, sometimes I cry towards that. And I'm a lover of Nigeria, that's the truth, because I've had a lot of opportunity to leave Nigeria for greener pasture.
I mean, your partner is a professor abroad. He has jackpot.
He's there. He was around last year. And we still spoke about. And funny enough, like, people tell me, only country I've lived Nigeria to is Ghana and Benin. I have not left Nigeria for any other country. But I would leave maybe next year, next 2 years, just for a visit. Yes. I don't think I can stay in another man's land. I don't think. I feel there's a lot to do here in Nigeria. And I cannot go and be a second-hand citizen in another person's country.
Understanding our identity like this actually helps us to know where what we are called to do in Nigeria, and then we do it with all our strength. We're able to turn the country around. At least you have found your calling in politics now, and you are doing well so far. Are you married?
Yeah, married just about. I celebrated my 2 months. I was just 6th February was 2 months
that you are
married life.
So when you told your wife you are running for politics, what did she say?
It was interesting. Actually, she has been a backbone. I used to tell people, if I was not married and this journey comes, every day she keep telling me she's not a lover of this kind of event, but this time, even last Saturday, she was part of the people that went for campaign. She was out with us. And that's interesting. That's another side of love. Telling people, married couples go show.
So what would you say is your biggest motivation for stepping out to run for election?
My biggest motivation is I want to make an impact. I want to make an impact in the world before I leave, because I know one day we're going to die and leave this world. And I want USIS to be written with a particular theme in this life. And I've seen country move from where they are to somewhere else, and I keep telling myself every day that you're going to pass through this and you're just going to be somebody. I just want to write my name somewhere, and that is it. That is it for me.
You want to impact the society. You want to transform lives. Ladies and gentlemen, viewers at home, and our passionate supporters and lovers in the Countdown program, you are still on KAFTAN TV, locked down, watching your favorite program, Countdown to FCT Area Council election, coming up on the 21st. Just next week Saturday. Yeah. So you have been listening to Honorable Stanley OSYNACHI Ihuoma, who is contesting for the councillorship position of Wuse Ward. We will be going on a short break. When we come back from the short break, you will be able to interact with Honorable Stanley Ihuoma on phone. The phone number to call is 0802 993 8365. 0802 993 8365. The number will be scrolling on your screen, so please call us and then you can interact with him. I will throw the phone line open as soon as we come back from the break. So please keep the dial locked up to KAFTAN TV and don't go away. See you soon.
The future of our communities begins with informed choices.
As the 2026 FCT Area Council elections draw closer,
the New Direction Movement, in partnership with KAFTAN TV and Inspire Nigeria Initiative, presents
30 days countdown to the FCT Area Council elections. Join us every day at 6 p.m. on KAFTAN TV as we engage candidates for councillor and area council chairman,
asking the questions that matter on vision, mission, leadership, programs, accountability, development, and so on.
Join us as we drill the candidates and address grassroots development in FCT. Call in live to ask questions on 08029 38365.
Follow us live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X.
30 days countdown only on KAFTAN TV.
A new direction for leadership.
Elections into the FCT area councils are coming, but are you informed? The New Direction Movement, in partnership with KAFTAN TV, presents a 30-day countdown to the FCT area council elections. Meet the candidates, hear their plans, examine their vision, assess their capacity to lead. From councillors to chairmen, one platform, one people, one purpose. Because leadership matters. Elections into the FCT area councils are coming, but are you informed? The New Direction Movement, in partnership with KAFTAN TV, presents a 30-day countdown to the FCT area council elections. Meet the candidates, hear their plans, examine their vision, assess their capacity to lead. From councillors to chairmen, one platform, one people, one purpose. Because leadership matters. Elections into the FCT area councils are coming, but are you informed?
The future of our communities begins with informed choices.
As the 2026 FCT Area Council elections draw closer,
The New Direction Movement, in partnership with KAFTAN TV and Inspire Nigeria Initiative, presents
30 days countdown to the FCT Area Council elections. Join us every day at 6 p.m. on KAFTAN TV as we engage candidates for councillor and area council chairman.
asking the questions that matter on
Welcome back to Countdown to FCT Area Council Election 2026. It is 11 days from today. The days are running faster and faster and faster. And that's why you must also decide quickly, how do you want to vote? You know, the era of voting party is over. Because once you vote party into office, you don't know the candidate. You have never interacted with the candidate. And when the candidate begins to run his government, the party will have to step back. So you will not be able to see the candidate, you will not be able to, to the occupant of the office now, because what you voted for was party. Because you didn't screen the candidate, you just voted for party. There's no political party in Nigeria who has all the best people in this country who can transform Nigeria inside one political party. So you may have to look for, who is the best for a councillorship in Wuse, who is the best for a local government chairmanship in Amak. And so the party A may be the best for chairmanship candidate, and party Z may be the one that is best for councillorship. So you vote party Z for councillorship and party A for. So that era of saying top to bottom, and then you screen out good people and they are not voted in, that era should be done away with Nigerian politics. And that's why I love the people of Nasarawa State. They know how to screen candidates and vote for the best. They are the best in this country in terms of voter education and voter maturity. We need to copy people from Nasarawa State. If we want things to work well in FCT going forward, that is how we must vote in this coming election. So Honorable OSYNACHI, Stanley, Ihuoma, PDP candidate for Wuse Ward, is on the hot seat. If you want to interact with him, the phone lines are running now. Please pick your phone, call, ask him any question you want to ask him, so that you can decide whether this man is worthy of my vote or not. But we have been interacting in the first part of the program about him as a person, and I believe that as we are watching him, his mannerism, his charisma, how he was answering the question, even his educational background and his professional trajectory, that this person is not an ordinary person. Which university did you do your MBA?
Nasarawa State University.
Okay, so you went to UJ for BA for first degree, and then Nasarawa for second degree.
I'm proceeding with my PhD there too.
Okay, so how will you say that your academic qualification and your career path so far will help you to be the best councillor that Wuse Ward has ever elected?
Basically, I'm a businessman. Like I said, even despite the fact I was working in a system I've had over 13 years of operational experience, business experience. I'm also doing my own businesses. And if I would tell people that the hardest thing to do is actually to go into business in this world, because the hardest thing is how to convince Mr. A to buy a product you sell. And that is, I started a business that even after betting, I own Kola Nut. Kola Nut is just 1 year, and I know what I'm counting numbers. And we're doing well. It's something we started from the scratch and nobody believed. I just looked at Wuse Zone 6 and I said, but then we lack a particular thing. What do I need to do? I need to solve this problem. I'm solving that, and the main aim is for finance, money. And I solved that problem. I have the best sit-out spot when you come. If you come to Zone 6 and even in Abuja, Wuse as a whole, one of the best sit-out restaurants you go.
That's
sit-out restaurant. Yeah, that's Kola Nut. It's called Kola Nut Abuja.
And why do you call it Kola Nut?
I choose to. I want to blend it with the local and the advanced. That's why I choose that name Kola Nut.
Okay. So you really believe that your career experience it makes you suitable to serve?
I'm a financial consultant, and I've had a lot of experience in operations. So admin, I work as a PR manager for a multinational organization. So this is a full down experience to build into Nigerian politics and maybe tell people how things are supposed to be done, because I've worked in a system that 1 + 1 has to be 2 and 1 + 1 cannot be 3. And that's the problem, where we see the truth and some of us try to waver. We know the truth. The whole Nigerian knows we need to vote this person, this is the right person. But what would they do? Tribe, religion, neighbor, and the rest. And that's the problem. And you expect that person to bring good policies. How does that work?
In your campaign so far, have you seen tribe and religion playing out against you?
Yeah, not really, because at some point, maybe at first it might, but the only thing I always beg is for you to give me the audience for me to speak to you, because I'm not just telling you, I'm coming to speak to you about what you don't know or where you're actually in a word and you should leave that word. Because the first thing I know, something I believe with Nigeria now, the whole Nigeria knows the truth now. Nigerians are all coming out to say, okay, I'm tired, I beg, forget this tribe, forget this brother, forget this one. This person seems like a person that's actually going to help us in this race. Because we made this mistake since 1999 and we're still making it now. Most of us just go out there just to vote a particular political party because it's my brother, because we are from the same tribe, because he's my neighbor, because he's my friend. And that we should clean that up and hear what the person has to do. And I over time I've had issues where I speak to a candidate and I was like, Jesus, no, this person cannot be my councillor. Because how do you expect someone that actually cannot complete
a sentence in English
to be your councillor? This person is going to pass a go to the House of Assembly. A lot of senators are over 100 and something, only 10 are talking. Why? Because the rest don't even know what to say. They just don't know what, they're just there because they're opportuned, because one party has just pushed them as a candidate, like I said. And the people did not screen them. They just voted for the party. Because on party level, the people can actually, the people cannot speak on party level. It's when the party brings a gorilla. So it is. So it's this party that is winning. Let all of us go to the party. That's wrong. You could be from any party and you actually have the own means to actually solve a problem. We should just gear towards the candidate and not the party. Because many people pass through because of party. Obi was there last time, and a lot of people passed through because of him. Where are they now? Please, where are they now? They've left now. They've left. Why? If someone has given you the platform to be an A in Nigeria, and now you are now an A in Nigeria, are you not supposed to, okay, I've had this opportunity to rule or govern the people within this period, and you're running to somewhere to get a share? I will stay there. I will stay there because I actually I've shown them that I am now a substance. Why would you run to somebody to give you the backing to be something? No. Since we are talking about political party, Honorable Stanley, do you think the crisis in PDP put you at deficiency, or is it to an extent? For me, it's not affecting. It's very strong, yeah, give or take. You have some advantages that the party brings to you, and someone asked me that question: why PDP? Why not APC? Why other party? And I asked the person, please, which is the oldest party among all these parties? SDP. Where do you know Wuse, and how well do you know Abuja? Because you will be councillor representing Wuse, but you'll be serving the whole of Abuja Municipal Area Council. Like I said, I was not from a rich home, so I used to trek very well. I trekked at some point. I knew my primary schools were in zones, so we used to trek to school that year. So I practically know all the streets. Okay. There's nowhere in Wuse that I don't know. Like, there's nowhere within my world, like Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3 to Zone 7, down to Wuse to my time even also drive. I will tell you, if I don't tell you the next 2 houses, I'll tell you the color of the house. So it's maybe party has taken me when I was young to that area, or I went to see a family friend, or maybe church program, just a lot of things. Maybe we went to play football. There's just going to be something within the region that's actually taking me around. And it's not like I was born and I was kept inside the house. No, I actually struggled within those areas. So you guys, if I want to tell you a story, I'll tell when Wuse was pretty better, where it is now and where we are going. We are blessed. We are blessed ward. Trust me, we have good roads. We are blessed with water, basic amenities like water, security to an extent, but now it's not like that. And now, unlike before, we used to have come to Wuse, our environments are clean. We used to say Ajebo area, but now, let's see the dustbin they keep everywhere now. These days they make and look somehow. So it's crazy how we go from, instead of us going up like we are coming down. But like I said, it will come down the slope and we get back where we're supposed to be.
Okay. So in getting back from where it ought to be, I know Wuse very well. I lived in Parakou Crescent for some time. So what is your specific plan? Do you have a campaign, manifesto? What is your program for people of Wuse Ward?
Basically, I've chosen 5 key areas to look into, just invest my first 4 years in. First of all, I looked at accessibility. In my government, we are going to have something. We're going to be launching something that is called the town hall meeting. I know you see those in local movies and the rest, but that is one of the basic ways of solving problem. Because the hardest thing is, do you know your councillor? Do you know who is even representing you? Do you have a one-on-one conversation with your councillor? He mustn't be doing wonders, but you need to actually know this person. You need to know, okay, this is my messenger to the chairman. So I will actually open that room where we have a one-on-one conversation. We will have landlords, people that stay, business people around this area, come and pour out their problem. Then from pouring out their problem, I will now tell them my demands. And if we both can meet on the center, I guess solution is already there. Information is actually key. When the information transfers from whoever, from them to me and from me to them, it becomes a stronghold, because when they have a problem within their area, they will call on their councillor, and I will be up there to show. Do you know how bad it is? Areas where they don't have light. We say almost the whole Wuse are in band A. My zone, sometimes zone 6 presently, they don't have light for 1 week.
And I
met one of the, I was there, I was opportune to be there yesterday, and we were having a conversation, and I thought they said this is a business, this is a private firm, this has been bought over. I said yes. ABC. And I said, what's the cost of everything to fix this? They said 700,000. I said, really? And this light, these areas have not had light for 1 week.
Because of 700,000.
So do you know what you guys have lost for just your ignorance of? Why did you guys borrow? Go and even meet the person and tell the person, borrow us, let's fix here. After 2 days, you will make more than that amount. What is now the business? So you don't blame. Sometimes you say, this is the president. Is this not the president?
It's a privately run business.
So basically, it's the ideology. It is the ideology. But if you have someone that could actually come with you and make it escalate this beyond doubt, first of all, if you own that business, you call those people to order. That's what it is. So basically, some of this information, and it might just be that this is actually not getting to the main director, the top. But when you escalate it, it becomes this is happening, please. And I don't
this is in your ward.
Yes. They have an office anywhere, but sometimes it might just be a regional manager or one other manager, and it just feels like, okay, this one is not a serious problem. And this is what a lot of people are passing through. Just that fair representation, that is what we need. And how would you get this? Just that information, like I said. So I will actually invest a lot in that. I will make sure I'm very, very close to my people. I will switch a little to how I could actually empower a lot of the retirees, because our sample has shown that 90% of the people that stay in Wuse are retirees. I've gone through a system and I've learned something, and it's going to be bad if I die with this knowledge. I've worked in a system where I see people grant people a particular thing that gives them. Most of the retirees, I use my mom as a sample, they don't earn up to 100,000.
It's true.
And with the kind of Nigeria we are right now, I don't know how we will have life.
Pension is not as progressive.
That's the problem. That's and basically, so why not employ? And sample has shown also, research has shown that broilers' beds stay for just 6 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks.
And then you can.
So if you have someone, and that business has shown that in every naira you spend, you get 300%. That is, if you invest 100,000, you don't need anybody to tell you if you can train your beds down to
6 months,
6 weeks,
6 weeks, and sell them off.
And sell them off. Yeah. You're going to be 300% richer. So why won't I want to give such grant to people, empower people with this, and you save maybe 10 persons, and before you know, this person knows that this business is actually feeding in, because the retirees they have a lot of time. You're also giving them the joy of actually training their beds. Watch it grow, sell it off for a price, or eat it as. So
and that physical activity makes them to also live longer. They are not sitting in one place.
So these things are not something that you need to associate. Even with people with the connection I have, I could actually get that funds and help a particular zone. And the next time I'm helping another, before you know, we have over 10 from each of the zones. And trust me, that you might think it is small, but it's actually going a long way, and many people will learn from this program. And God has blessed me with a beautiful wife that is also in the medical field.
Okay.
It's at nothing to call hospitals and other medical outlets to help free medical care.
For the elderly.
Yes, for the elderly. They don't even know their status. They're like, this is not something.
We saw what Governor Alex Oti has done now. Till death do us part.
My God.
The program.
You see, someone will ask, where did he get it? Is he not a Nigerian? If Oti left Nigeria and go to the United States, who will save Abia people? I wish that will come to my own state, because that guy has changed Abia to another UK and give him another 8 years. Abia people will know. They will another 4 years. Yes. Abia people will no more be going to. They will just go. Everybody will retire back to their state, and that's the kind of leaders we want. Set an example that even though the next person that is coming will say, Jesus, can I climb up to this place? Before I even take the ticket, I will check. Maybe I don't have this kind of stuff. Let me just stay where I am. So those kind of stores should be. It should be accessible. Things like medical care. I don't think it's something you should pay for. And you just know the state of your life before you know whether you need X and X treatment to actually get an advancement. And I also employ into trying to empower and educate the youth.
Yes.
Because the youth is where I belong to, and little knowledge and my research and the experience has taught me that. Okay.
Sorry, Osinachi, you have a caller. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Countdown to FCT Area Council election. You are on to KAFTAN TV. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Thank you. My name is Barrister Hamza Abdul.
Okay, Barrister Hamza Abdul. How are you, sir?
I'm calling from Abuja.
Okay, we have here Honorable Stanley OSYNACHI Homa contesting for councillorship as PDP candidate of Wuse Ward.
Thank you. I appreciate you for bringing him up on this program.
Thank you, sir.
I'm a member of PDP. I'm a founder of PDP in Abuja since 1998.
Wow.
We have passed through several rivers, and we have seen a lot of things. Wuse Ward has produced not only councillor candidates, we have produced chairmen, vice chairmen, senators. You get Mama in Abuja here.
Yes.
Abuja is Wuse is the center of seat of power. And today we are producing OSYNACHI, not only producing him as a candidate, but producing him as a person that can be trusted and has been tested. He's a young, amiable, and dynamic young man who is progressive. You can see how I'm talking. It's like my son.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
PDP does not bring any candidate to contest election. There is no party in Nigeria that has not have all the candidates in all other parties. They are product of PDP. I'm calling on all the Wuse Ward members to vote this young, dynamic, and focused candidate so that we can win this election and make sure that he can provide the dividends of democracy to Wuse Ward.
Thank you, Honorable Hamza.
Thank you. I wish him the best of luck.
God bless you, sir.
We are prepared. Count our vote for him.
Thank you.
Count our vote for him.
Thank you, sir.
By the grace of God, you win election.
God bless you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. That's a vote of confidence on you, Honorable. Our time is counting down. One thing I like about you, I must let you know this. I brought all manner of people to this place from the whole of FCT. You see water problem, you see sanitation problem, you see educated children sitting on the floor, and I know Wuse does not have and it does not show in what you are talking. So you have already mapped out what you are going to do, interact with the people, know what they want so that you can be able to represent them well. The elderly, you have done a census, you know that there are plenty there, what to do for them. I'm also interested in the youth.
Okay, the youth, like I said, basically, like I used to tell people, if I was sitting and waiting for a job, if I tell you my story, I went there and I went back into business. So what is that telling you? That if you actually, all young man, ask a young man, what do you want? Tell you, I want 100 million. But the truth is said, if you're working for somebody, in the next 100 years, you can never get. The easiest way we get 100 million is you go into business.
Yes.
That's the easiest way. And let me shock you. I did my wedding and I paid over 1 point something hours for a photographer that covered my wedding, and I cried. I was like, really?
That's how expensive it is.
That is to show you that why would you want to go and work for somebody when you can actually get 10 clients? Nigeria is over 200 something million. You just need 10 people. It's not even up to 0.0001% of this person to give you a job each month. And you are even richer than a director in anywhere, apart from money he stole. If he wants to go by you're richer than him. What does that mean? So why won't I? But most of them actually don't know this.
They don't know. You need to educate them.
Most of them are not even exposed to the fact that if they get this trade, they could be something. I'll put a bonus to it. If you go to the training and you come out with these flying colors, and the person that trained you can actually testify for this, I will now use the council to actually grant you a loan.
So you will do training for them?
Yes, I'll do training for that. I'll allow training to be free. Getting people expert. I have friends that I could actually, could you help beg them to help them?
On what area?
Maybe in photography, tailoring, even carpentry. Carpentry is called furniture. Formerly in a carpenter they be. They use. Do you know, funny enough, we don't have good mechanics in Nigeria.
Yes, we don't.
You know why? Because the educated ones feels mechanical for those that are
low class.
And which is wrong.
We all need to get our vehicles fixed.
Everybody that drives a car, do you know how many cars we have in Abuja? Do you know if you have a very good workshop running mechanic, you don't even need to, people will be calling you for jobs because everybody is being scared of which mechanic to take your car to. Because the trust issue is like, you take it here, but if someone that saw the 4 walls of the university and is running that as his own personal business, the way he's actually going to take the business, he's not going to be come here, I will leave your car and go and do something else. When I'm done fixing your car, I'll use that and go and run an errand. And before you know, you're hitting the car, it becomes another problem. Those petty issues are stuff that spoil businesses. So young people need to be encouraged that we shouldn't wait for if the government job if the kind of job you dream for comes. In China, nobody works for someone. A child of 12, 13 has his own business and he's doing well. So why can't the same population they have is what Nigeria have?
Okay, final question before you go. Now, you mentioned China. In the schools in Wuse, how will you make sure that the basic education of at least not only learning education but also craft is well supervised?
Honestly, I will take a stroll down to schools and I will find a way of incorporating, because like I said, they might not have the whole facilities to do this. The government might not have the facilities, but we might have to go and aid and beg some corporations to actually merge and help get this done, because give or take, our kids and we need to get it done.
Thank you very much, viewers at home. You have been interacting with Honorable Stanley OSYNACHI Ihoma, PDP candidate for Wuse Ward Councillorship in this election that is coming up on the 21st of February, just 11 days from today. He has spoken very brilliantly. Honestly, if I live in Wuse Ward, I'll vote for him. So if you live in Wuse Ward, over to you. As we round up today, we want to thank our sponsors, New Direction for Nigeria Movement, that is the power behind this program. And I want to thank Inspire Nigeria Initiative, that is the originator. I want to thank Prince Adewale Adebayo, the candidate of the Social Democratic Party, in the last election. He's the one that bankrolled, he's the one that financed, if otherwise for OSYNACHI to be on this seat, it will pay us about 4 to 5 million for 1 hour. But it's done free of charge because of Prince Adewale Adebayo. Thank you, sir. God bless you. And New Direction for Nigeria movement is saying we cannot continue in the way we have been doing things and expect Nigeria to excel and become a country that is envied all over the world. So all the good people that have been sitting, behind the scene, complaining, murmuring, grumbling, blaming president, blaming governors, you also have to come out and become a movement of great Nigerians that can vote in good candidates when they finally agree to step forward. It's not easy for OSYNACHI to come forward. It was not easy for me to come forward because of the stigma people have placed on politics in Nigeria. But we need good people to rescue politics in this country. Because if we do not bring out good people, we will not be able to wash the dirt off politics and make it clean and make politics transformative and then transform Nigeria and make Nigeria to become a very developed country that black people all over the world will say, I want to become a Nigerian. So please, the business of transforming this country is ours to do. And New Direction is saying, come on board, come on board. So if you want to join us, just look us up in the social media space, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all of them, we are there. And you can look at our website, www.NEDMO, New Direction for Nigeria Movement.org, nedmo.org. God bless you. I'll see you on Thursday with another candidate. God bless you and have a wonderful evening. Bye.
The future of our communities begins with informed choices.
As the 2026 FCT Area Council elections draw closer,
the New Direction movement, in partnership with KAFTAN TV and Inspire Nigeria Initiative, presents
30 days countdown to the FCT Area Council elections. Join us every day at 6 p.m. on KAFTAN TV as we engage candidates for councillor and area council chairman.
asking the questions that matter on vision, mission, leadership, programs, accountability, development, and so on.
Join us as we drill the candidates and address grassroots development in FCT. Call in live to ask questions on 08029 38365.
Follow us live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X.
30 days countdown only on KAFTAN TV.
A new direction for leadership begins with you.
In the beginning, God created a beautiful world.
3